Again, I don't know why it has that problem sometimes. Check my inventory real quick. For sure.
What?
Where's the shop? Is that him?
The hero of Melsenshire. I've heard all about you. Private Eyeless Ilva at your service. Don't have much for supplies, but you're welcome to them.
Oh, thank you, dude. But we're just gonna sell you shit. $49. Good enough. Okay. Oh, there's a road going up top. Okay. That explains it then. What's going on? I don't understand where that is or how to reach it, but okay.
Hey man, how was dinner?
Dinner sucked. Everything kind of sucks right now. My, oh, it looks like we have friends incoming. Hold on.
What happened?
Give me just a second here. Hold on.
Who do I gotta beat up?
Hey!
Where's that last one? Over that way.
Hello. Hey!
Um, my girlfriend's grandmother passed away today.
Yeah?
I don't need no more stragglers trying me for a penny. I've got damn parasites. High Fulgen's no place for the likes of you. Listen here, I fight hard for my living. If folks don't compensate, if Moondown wants our help, they either pay or help us get through this pass. I've got a feeling the Alpha, if you're out to offer watchtowers between here and Shadow Pass, we can give Captain Camwin a bit more of our time. What do you say? That's a surprise. I'd have taken half that.
I'm sorry here, I was thinking it was a family issue, well, fighting issue.
No, not really, but it is still a little bit of an issue. It was her mom's mom, so needless to say, after that, she wasn't really up to cooking dinner. So we just went out to Denny's and got dinner there.
Awful day for it to happen. I hope she's doing okay.
She's managing. She's managing. Oops.
Hello? Yeah?
How are you doing?
I mean, it's not, you know, the same thing to me, but I wish I could do more for her.
Uh-huh.
Well, still you are stressed on some level and I am here for you however I can be.
Her,
Yeah?
her cousin lived with her grandmother, and the whole reason he was there was primarily because he has kids and he can't afford to pay child support and have a place to live where his kids could visit him. So she let him stay there. So so he would get visitation rights to his kids. Now I don't know. I only met the guy once briefly. And it seems like he may have been able to, you know, take care of himself. If he maybe weren't using so much of his income towards oh, go back to the sword, come on. For drinking. At one point when my girlfriend went to visit her grandmother, she ended up seeing inside this guy's room, and it was like, I guess basically the entire floor was just covered with beer cans. And I can't say this with certainty, but, you know, there is some level of when you have somebody who's letting you live there and you're spending that much on drink.
So her passing just kinda opens a can of worms regarding this guy.
No.
Ugh.
No, the thing is, his kids would come and visit there. And there have been points before where she told him, listen, if the kids are sick, don't bring them over. And he did. And that got her sick. And it was a few days ago was when she went in the hospital because she was sick, and that's what caused all this. Now, granted, she was like, I don't know, 80 something. No, she was 90. She was 90. So it's not like her life was cut exceptionally short. But it was one of those things that's like, because one asshole wants to be selfish and irresponsible, now she's gone.
Oh. I don't feel bad him losing a place to stay anymore.
No.
I feel bad for his kids if they get wind of them being the catalyst to this, but it's not their fault.
No. No. It's just, I mean, again, it's a shitty situation, but, you know, like, arguably she could have only lasted, you know, so much longer with her age. It's not like she was young. But at the same time,
God, what a mess. I hope the best for her and her family, and I am sorry it had to happen like this. It happened so suddenly because of his actions.
yeah. And when she went in the hospital,
And on today too.
yeah, when she went in the hospital, her mom called up her cousin and basically said, you know, you can excuse and justify however you want, but if she passes, this is going to be on your head. And you know, I think he realizes that, and he does feel bad for it, but at the same time, it's like, that's not going to bring her back. And it's, in the end, it's just a shame, because again, it's something that was completely avoidable. It didn't have to happen, and all it had to be was this dude, you know, didn't see his kids for one weekend. Oh, hello.
He burned a bridge to his family too, like dude has nowhere to run to this.
Yeah.
She was giving him a place to stay and he indirectly killed her, I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hard to paint it any good way even if he tries.
I mean, you know, maybe, hopefully, this is the thing that, you know, gets his head on straight and makes him realize he's a detriment to others, and will clean up his life. At least then, you know, there would be some positive that comes out of it. But you know, I'm not holding my breath. I don't think anybody else is. And yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's just a shame that something like this happens again, because somebody's just fucking stupid. And her family was in the process of trying to find her a place out here.
Well, he has no one to enable him anymore, so we'll see.
Yeah. Her family was in the process of trying to rent a place out here to get her moved out this way, to get her closer so they could take care of her. Because that's the other thing that's just like awful about this guy is he wouldn't pay rent, or if he did, it was minimal, and he wouldn't help her with anything, and he would just treat her like shit. Oh, we have a big old fight going on here.
What's up, Big Brahmin?
Hey there, 37. How goes it? Hope your Thanksgiving has been a decent one.
It's goes fair. The cold is really good at getting things off my mind. There was a mishap today in my family for Thanksgiving, didn't get to celebrate. In other news, I had an ADHD and baking event. You can guess what happened.
Yeah, well, 37, for what it's worth, it's kind of a similar situation with me today, so. Tell me about this whole baking thing, B. What happened there?
And me dang nice that we are here together at least. Oh, I was baking pre-made cookies the first time I ever done this. Forgot to set a timer though. And
Oh.
well.
And then things happened. got
Came out extra crispy.
Crunchy cookies, okay. Well, it looks like, looks like the whole fucking encampment got wiped out.
Not fully burned, but dang,
I
came
can't
close.
believe I was so foolish, letting myself get carried off. Goodbye.
Except for the healer. The healer's still here, so I guess he just came close. I'm sorry. Yeah, timers can be handy in that regard. A little disappointing, go and get all these resources to help protect the camp, and then it gets wiped out. And that's, I guess, after getting the
Very cameralized sugars indeed.
I guess after saving the mercenaries, I was maybe supposed to follow them back. I don't know. So it goes. 'Tis war. At least the knave is still here, I guess.
You have returned. No Bolgan tough enough to best the hero, eh? Ah, thank you, mortal. High Fulgen will be a bit safer now, thanks to you. I was sent to Camp Moondown to help. There are greater things at stake. I'm just looking to move on by completing these menial...
Well, that sucks. I guess we're on to the main quest then. House of Vengeance, huh? I don't see that on the local map, so... Wow, all the way down there, huh? On my next break, I need to go check something.
WTFS going on out there, war.
Oh, you mean here? Or like in the game?
There, haha.
I don't know. I just hear a weird noise that sounds like something. The best way I could put it is like rubbing against the outside of the house. And I don't know what the hell that is. So, whatever. Like I said, when I go on break, I'll check it out. Whatever, no big deal. I just had a moment where I was going like, I sent the neighbor's dogs home, right? I'm sure I did. And going, yeah. They're home. The gate's locked. They're sweet dogs, but they're kind of dingbats. They can be troublemakers a little bit.
There's been rabbits recently, first time ever, and they VE spooked me to no end. I am getting a little drowsy, so I think I will go lay down. Sorry for not sticking around long, just kinda in a mopey mood tonight, I guess.
It's fine, B, I get it. I'm sorry you're not, doing fantastic, but I totally understand. We'll see how, we'll see how things go, but I'm not in the, highest, mental space either, and I might
have fun, sleep well when you do.
I might be turning in a little early, depending. We shall see. Oh, there's something I want to talk to you about, but I'll hit you up tomorrow. I'll message you. And 37. Are you like? Is that the first time you're getting rabbits in your area, or what? Oh, these little fuckers.
It's first time near my home. My house is in an alcove off the main road, so it's not a place for rabbits to flourish. Way better than this big fat raccoon we used to have.
Raccoons can be mean.
Haha, seems like I should get used to doing the holiday thing alone at this point. Oh well.
Well, who knows?
Okay,
maybe
see you.
Down the road there could be a way. More income, more chances to visit. But that's more essence of fate, huh?
Hello.
That's for another time. Hello, Shining Torto. How are you doing? How's your holiday been? Oh, there's her.
And he was not a...
Agarth wanted me to keep an eye on Lady Shear, but you and I need to have a talk first. I've been reviewing my notes of our last trip to Alabastra, and I've come to some startling conclusions about your death and Tiernock. I don't know exactly, but it must have been a tremendously powerful source of magic. So powerful that the Well of Souls couldn't help but pick up on it. You were attuned to the well in my lab, but Hugh's well captured your essence. The power in Bale seems to have been the missing element. What's more, I think that power is the source of the Prismere crystals. Something intelligent and malignant. The creature the Tuatha called Tiernock. Something incredibly powerful. I don't know if we even have a name for what she is, because no one's lived to name it. She's not a god. She's something much, much worse. And judging by the growth of this Prismere, she's very close to coming into our world for good. Whatever Gadflow's been doing, it's all in order to bring her here. So you've got to stop him before it's too late. With tremendous difficulty. Even so, there weren't as many Tuatha here, and we used magic to keep us hidden. Magic which you provided, in fact. You never did explain where you got those fascinating little artifacts.
While we're here, I guess I should save before we continue.
Ventrinio insists on coming with me. Just as well. Someone should keep an eye on him. No telling where his true loyalties lie, or what he might do. I was going to sneak there by myself, but Ventrinio insists on following me. Don't worry, I'll make sure he's safe. Very noble, but we need to stay separate in order to avoid drawing too much attention. The gnome is more than enough for me to deal with. I'll see you soon enough. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'll see you in Alabastra.
Oops. Okay. Grab that. Do I want to try helping them? The last people I helped all got killed.
By Lyria, it was you who stood against Baelor when Telera fell. Fortune favors me today. I am commander of the Ariad. Do you bring word of my reinforcements? The ash covering the ground ahead is all that remains of my men. All fallen in our assault on that pass. The Tuatha have built a gauntlet of spell-casting sentries who greeted our every advance with fire. Who says I am? Who says you are? This is Shadow Pass, youngling. Maybe we're all dead but don't know it yet. But I swear, whether I am dead or not, my spear will taste the blood of those arrogant bastards high on the rock.
Well, give him credit for drive.
Butcher's bill for what they've done.
Yeah, what can I do, buddy?
These Tuatha wage war like none I've known. Magical fires burning my men to a cinder with a word. But if you're brave enough to challenge them, we may have a chance. They're using the terrain against us, flanking the paths from above with sorcerers. If you can neutralize these sentries, I will charge the approach myself. Together, we might be able to break their lines.
Okay,
Until
sounds
later,
good. Somehow those plants looked very odd as I was running up to them, almost like they were kind of like phasing through each other. That was weird. Whatever. There's another yellow circle? Where is... Whoa. Oh, okay. That is way out there. Game crash. Cool. Okay, so I didn't lose too much progress.
By Lyric, I am commander of the Ariad. The Tuatha have built a gauntlet of spell-casting sentries who greeted our... It's just... But, if you can neutralize these sentries, until later then.
Grab the plant. Grab the plant. We'll save before we pick up the shrine. You know what? There might be a thing in there. You know what? I don't care. I don't need the mana, and I don't use that type of weapon. And I have so much gold at this point, I don't give a fuck. Okay. Hopefully I can finish these guys off quickly and then go give a hand to Captain Fancy Pants down there. Okay, there's one done. And just in case we're gonna save. Yeah, I'm being a little pedantic about the saving.
It has begun, but we must press on lest the Tuatha secure the high ground. There are more sentries ahead. Each must be killed before we can advance. Until later, then.
Got myself a little tied up here. And is it a trick of the eye, or are these crystals growing? Just got myself tied up in some trouble with the locals. Nothing I can't handle. Honestly, I haven't had this much fun in decades. Not on your life. This old man can still take care of himself, you know? But I will take just a moment to catch my breath. Stupid old lungs. Keep going. I'll meet you at Vengeance.
Yeah, the more I can keep them pinned in that corner, the easier it is to fucking deal with them. If you're wondering why I keep using that, like, war shout, it isn't about the force push kind of ability, it's the fact that it reduces their attack power. So if I can intimidate them first, and they end up hitting me, I don't take nearly as much damage as I normally would. Yes, jump off the thing. Oh my god, come on. This dude's gonna die because it's not letting me, like, fucking... Okay, that was dumb. Also, if I can keep using that shout on enemies, it makes it easier for my allies to actually not die. Which is important to keep in mind, because they can, in fact, die in this game.
Another mortal for the fire.
Oh fuck, I'm gonna need to go and repair my shit as soon as I'm done with this.
Up high fulgens shine, and coldly gleam in a precise line. For us who chew on hollowed bones, while alive, we...
Keep walking. I've got plenty of supplies if you've got plenty of corn.
Alright. I'm gonna sell that. On that I don't care.
Game.
Hit up the blacksmith to get my shit repaired.
Well, you bent me over the anvil right proper. Stay safe.
Actually, no, I can just fast travel from there, can't I? Yeah, that helps a little bit. Yes. Okay.
Woflo gang.
Yeah. Yeah, when I was originally creating the character and they asked for a name, I was gonna call him Wolfgang, and I accidentally put in Waffle Gang, and I was like, oh no, and then I looked at it and I went, you know what, that'll be fun. He'll just be Waffle Gang. But it's pronounced Wolfgang.
Ahaha.
So, yeah, it's spelled Waffle Gang, but it's pronounced Wolfgang because it's dumb and that shit's funny. I'm amused by it. Okay, I will be back in a few minutes. Okay. Still not entirely sure what's going on. But it's windy outside, and I think... we actually have a power pole in our backyard. It's like right here. And there's over some of the connectors, they have like these plastic sheets. So if like a bird lands on it, they don't connect the wires and just blow everything. And they're just loosely held on there. So in the wind, it's shifting back and forth once in a while, and I think that's what's making that noise. By the time the sound reaches me, all I hear is this slight, muffled shifting. So it sounds like something's rubbing against the house. That's the only thing I can come up with. Because that's what I saw.
Hopefully it doesn't create an issue later.
I don't think so. It's it's just some simple sheet plastic, like I said, because we've had problems. Like there was one morning when I was still, had my, well, that was a sound. Bah! When my computer repair business was still active. I had to head out to a client's place. Not super early, but early-ish, like around sunrise. And they're like on the far end of town. As I'm heading out there, I start to see this glow coming from the hillside, and I'm going, wow, the sunlight is hitting right off of somebody's window perfectly. And this glow just gets bigger and bigger and turns to this big blue sort of fireball and then disappears. And I'm like, wow, that was weird. And then I get to my client, and
Excellent work. The main Tuatha encampment lies ahead. Take cover with me there, and we'll discuss the final assault. The Tuatha are consumed by madness and deserve only death. We shall give it to them. Stay safe.
Oh, they have like I think they have like a little actuated gate, and I get there and it's closed, and I try entering their code and it won't open. So I call them up and I'm like, hey, is there something wrong with the gate? Like, your code isn't working. And they're like, oh no, the power's out. And I went, so I guess you don't really need my help right now then. They were like, nope, can't work on the computer if there's no power. It's like, okay, no big deal. So then I went to where, like, I went to where my office space was at the time, basically. Power was out there too. And then I started calling around, and like, power's out across half the town.
The final Tuatha encampment is just ahead. It looks like they are led by the witch. I cannot deceive you. This will be a suicide mission, but we've come too far to turn back now. We need only kill Decidin, and Shadow Pass will be rid of the Tuatha.
So the power company was trying to figure out what the hell was going on. I was like, you know, that light that I saw earlier, I've seen that before. That's what happens with like plasma and arcing electricity. So I contacted some people who were out in the area, and they managed to locate the guy, and they used that information to figure out what power line had been affected. And it turns out this big fucking raven had gone and landed on the power lines. And on some power lines, you have these transformers. They kind of look like a big metal cylinder. And, you know, it channels the power inside and whatever. It had put one foot on each of those, like, big electric coils on the top.
Yup.
So, the feet went and grabbed onto that. The bird arced the current. And, then everything just went apeshit.
Haha.
Yeah. And, so that big blue, like, it was a plasma coming up from the fucking bird. And, when they found it, photos of it, like, all the paint had peeled off of the transformer. Now it was all, it looked kind of rusted, but it was burned. It's oxidized, because that's what happens with electrical current, right? And then you just see, like, this charred bird wing and legs sticking over the edge of the transformer. So, yeah, one fucking bird in the wrong place. One fucking bird in the wrong place went and dropped power to the entire, or half the fucking town for a while.
Until later, then.
I don't know if I thought I did, but just in case. Oh, one of these fuckers, okay. Oh, along with everything else. This is gonna be a fucking party.
When you see new regulations in the electrical code as they come out, it makes you seriously think how many times your life was at risk.
Yeah, that's very true. Ouch. Ouch. If we can dance around the big guy and mill through the mooks more, like, quickly, then that means less damage overall and better chance of everybody surviving. I did say better chance, I didn't say guaranteed. Okay, one more shout. 'Tis but a tickle. Where'd that guy go? I know he didn't die. Was that some fucking, like, plot convenience where they have him just, like, kick the bucket at the end? Or he's just further down the road. Make another save. I mean, just some of the corners that get cut around electrical wiring in homes is crazy.
Oh yeah. I've seen some disasters.
In the heart, and perfectly you play the part. West, bring to the west. Why do you strive so hard in vain? Why bring the others senseless pain?
Now they're trying to replace splicing with Wago's old houses need to be rewired.
Paled on the tree. Or walk again past corpses without care for the rotting
Wagos. What the hell are Wagos?
Wago is like a clip that is like a bunch of columns that open at the end so the wires can have contact. It can hold like splices rather than just a pigtail.
Oh, okay. So it has like...
Honestly way safer, but they're damn new.
That's full, that's full. Put 1 point in that, fine. I haven't really used anything with sorcery other than that, but... I'll need to look them up. They sound interesting. They sound like a good idea. Hold on a tick here. But we're just continuing to push all the way straight in here, huh?
Hello.
Jess, hello! How are you doing?
I'm doing okay, tired and nauseous lol, but what else is new?
Oh, I'm sorry you're nauseous. That sucks.
I'm nibbling on a roll.
Is it helping to settle your stomach at least? I hope.
A little, yes.
That's good. That was a bit of a waste.
You've been playing this game a bit now, it looks fun.
I'm approaching the end of it, I think. It is. I've been enjoying it. I'm getting better at the swordplay. I think some of it in the middle I was a little under-leveled for. But as I've been approaching the end, I've been doing more side quests, which has been, you know, helping me get my character up and
That's
survive.
the last of them. We've paid a heavy price, but Shadow Pass is ours. I'll make camp here until reinforcements arrive. It was an honor to fight by your side. Maybe this will help you out.
It reminds me of something, but I can't remember it.
Some people have said it has a God of War feel. To me, it kind of feels like a cross between like Dark Souls and Fable. Did I check that guy yet? I think I did. Yeah, don't care. Okay.
Oh, I love both of those.
And he named it Prismere. It grows far beneath the Amethyst. It pierces the world, and the blood that flows from these wounds feeds Godflow's hungry mind. These crystals, this Prismere, whispered to him promises of power. It corrupted his nature. The seeds of a blizzard sprouted in the form of a beautiful crystal. It was a gift from her, ere we knew our doom was at hand.
And it's so brightly and colorfully rendered.
Yes. Yes. It doesn't have the gritty atmosphere that that Dark Souls does. It's relatively open world. I had a crash a little while ago, so I'm kind of like pedantically saving, so pardon me for that.
Godflow's corruption has reduced my homeland to this barren waste, and it's only getting worse. You've still got plenty of this blasted wasteland to go. You're lucky you don't remember how beautiful they used to be before Godflow. And keep your wits about you. These Prismere crystals are alive, and inside them, I feel something horrible and hungry. Watch out for Twilight Pass. Whatever's happening here, it's getting worse.
Hidden door. Modus Tor. I don't know what any of that is, and I don't care. Yeah, even here where it's like all dead and nasty is still a lot more vibrant than a lot of Dark Souls is. The combat isn't as brutal as Dark Souls, but you do still definitely need to keep track of like your pacing, how your sword swings, what time they take, how they hit, how you do or do not stun enemies. These little fuckers. Shit. When the enemies have that little red bubble around them, it reduces their damage output. Which is why I keep trying to keep that effect in force, especially when there's a bunch of them. Because then I can take on a large group of enemies without getting absolutely waffle stomped.
LOL waffle stomped.
Go the other way, there's a lore stone. Oh, and a health herb. Great. I took a decent pounding there, but alright. I'm still alive. No, don't want that, thank you.
O gloried stranger in our land, bringing death with the fate's own hand, filling the graves with corpses new, that feed the vultures, mortals too. Yes, they'll eat the flesh of the dead, and tear the limbs off, and the head. They only need the slightest lie to give them reason as to why their minds should be free from all guilt. And that is how your morals wilt. Continue, stranger, in our home, where demons tread and evils roam. For you are now a part of woe, blight,
Poetry
dust,
claps.
ruin, and living foe.
A lot of the lore stones have some sort of like myth attached to them that tend to be told in rhyme. Okay. Looks like we get to play with fish tits now.
LOL, speaking of fish tits, I'ma send you a funny link.
Okay. The large like anglerfish thing there is the like brood mother for these fuckers. So you absolutely want to take her out first.
God, I feel like I could have another beer, but I don't know the validity of another beer.
The validity? Like what, if you can justify it, or
like if I can finish it, haha.
Oh, okay.
LOL sent. I can get drunker, but my stomach may disagree.
Yeah, I know the feeling. So yeah, if you take out the mooks, the little fishmen, she'll just keep popping out new ones for you to fight. So when taking them on, if she's around, it is absolutely imperative to take her down first. And it's half under the water, but yeah, there you go. Anglerfish with fish tits. Which I guess would make them mammalian and therefore warm-blooded. So there's a thought for you.
Water must be cold.
They are quite rigid. Alright, let's see here. Ladies and carp. This sounds like it may be a Christmas gift for my dad. He likes fishing. That's, well, that's definitely different.
You must hurry. There is much to do. Gask and his forces are preparing to march. They know about the caves and will not cease until every last one of us has been slain.
I'm snickering.
There are the survivors of Eventide to consider. I have not heard a whisper from across the pass. And Esha, she plots a fool's errand. We must stop her. Much to do. Forgive me. Ever since the Tuatha came, omens of our destruction haunt me. My every notion is of escape and salvation. When he refused to worship Gadflow's god of smoke and ash, he thought first to kill us, but then chose a far grimmer fate. he made us his example. He sent Gask. First, Gask's priests destroyed the clans. Then he burned the bodies of the fallen and breathed in their essence, mocking the dead and the great cycle itself. One day, that is all Gask needed to unravel many seasons of the telling, to make the earth shudder and the sky weep. Now he sits above us, watching. Wonderful! Your attack will give us time to organize an escape. Do not underestimate Gask. He is among Gadflow's best for a reason. His camp of Cadsamir is to the north, but you must defeat his witch knights along with the Fae himself. I have faith in you. Be careful.
I could just run on forward and say, fuck this shit. Which honestly would be the better move. In theory, in practicality, I guess. Since, oh, god damn it.
No D glasses.
Oh, is that? Ah, fuck. Is the redeem turned off?
Yeah, the extras are gone, LOL.
Oh, okay, hold on. Oh, we have another friend coming in. Great, just what I wanted. Now it's a party. Whoop! Over the cliff he goes. Yeah. We'll just drink that right now. Actually, I might want one of those. Sealed curtain, yeah. Don't care. Alright, give me a moment. I will turn the redeems back on.
The House of Vengeance enacted the whims of our mad king. The divided court became Gadflow's Tuatha by force or by rebirth. The Winter Fae dwindled before this wave of frenzied strife, and before long, they were soldiers in an immortal army, or they were outcast. The greatest of vengeance, Malwyn, Claran, Vescain among them, became his witch knights. War had come again to the Fae, but instead of by Lord Own, it was Gadflow the king without a winter.
Alright, let me turn these on. Dingus me keeps forgetting to reactivate them. Partially because, like, I turned them off for D&D, and then didn't think about it until much later. And then at that point, it's right around the corner, and I didn't want to bother turning it on again. Okay. It should be active once more. You may need to reload the page in order to see it.
Hee. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I guess we're heading straight down the path for now. Alright guys, group up on me please.
I love it.
Bonk. Cool. They're kind of like dying hiss. Sounds like a diarrhea fart to me. A nasty little burbly gurgle.
The mountain god awaits.
Oh, those are priests too. Shit. Magic users suck.
Such epic music, LOL.
Yeah, I wish they had more than just the same, like, 2 tunes that it plays for battle. Even the boss music is like, it's a little bit different, care about that. But it's not that much different. Oh, wait, I need to go that way. Fuck. Okay. I'm gonna save again, just in case. I will say one of the things they do in this is it isn't just like all dudes. On both sides, they do a good job of mixing sexes for both enemies and allies. Sure, we'll take them. Why not? Which is nifty, always having, you know...
If you were here, then you were sold to the putrid lands of the old. Your lost body will burn, to crumbled ash will your bones turn. There is no hope left for your life. Wielding hammer, sword, or knife will not save you. You are the beast of a contempt's malicious taste. And what awaits your untuned mind is what you hope you'll never find. The vilest, blackest thing, the conscience of a reigning king.
part of the thing about these little fuckers. A lot of enemies, when they attack in a, how to put it? When I say there's a pattern, I mean like every enemy has an attack pattern, right? But I don't mean they attack in a pattern as in like they'll do this and then they'll do that. If you have a group of like 4 enemies, one enemy will attack, then another, then another, then another. So if you watch the movements of everything around you, you can see generally who's going to do what next. And use that to kind of save yourself. When you're taking on a group of enemies with archers attack independently, but they're slow. The magic users suck because they attack independently as well. They don't factor into that pattern, and they have a much higher rate of fire. Sprites, even though they're weak on their own, they're nothing. But when you get them in a large group, they all attack independently. So you can just have this constant barrage of attacks and attacks and attacks. And I can sit there with my shield up and block all of it, but there's no way for me to fight them. I have to, do something, or just I'm stuck there blocking and nothing ever happens. So it's yeah, few sprites, not a big deal. Like whatever that was, 6 of them. That's a fucking mess.
That sounds frustrating.
It is. It's kind of like weird comparison, but playing Super Mario 35, as you get enemies that get shot your way, you only have certain spots in the map where Goombas or Koopas or even Bowser will spawn in, because they can only fit so much on the ground. But when people are sending Lakitus your way, because they spawn at different levels in the air and they move independently of each other, that's when the screen can just get fucking filled with them, because with enemies on the ground, if the map in front of you already has hit their limit and opponents keep sending enemies that you, like, no more spawn in. Whatever, you just know that you gotta clear out what's ahead of you. But if they keep sending Lakitus your way, those things can just keep stacking on, stacking on, and stacking on, and there is a limit, I think, technically, but it's a very high limit compared to everything else. And, yeah, those little sprites are the equivalent of Lakitu. Well, Lakitu if he was, like, closer to the ground, I guess. Like, one of them literally just used a little grapple hook and bunk, 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 and they're dead. 2 or 3, pain in the ass, not a big deal. But once you start getting over that, they just keep you pinned. So, alright, killing the drink. It's break time. Which is perfect because I need a pee. And then, then I'll come back with another drink and we'll keep going for another hour. BRB. Okay. I know it's always kind of the same. Oh, yeah, I'm tired. Maybe call it a night early, and then I don't. We shall see.
LOL, I know the feeling.
At the moment, my heartburn is still acting up, so it's definitely not time for me to go to bed yet. Because man, there's enemies everywhere. Echoing light. Okay, that's where one of them is, so we'll head in that direction first, I guess.
Hi.
Kiara, hello. It has been ages. How are you doing? Oh, crap.
Aha, yes. I'm good, how are you?
Not fantastic, to be honest. Oh, crap.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
My girlfriend's grandmother passed away earlier today. So that's kind of, you know, been not fantastic.
Oh.
Yeah, continue down that road. Okay.
Perish just like
TDS seems different.
It doesn't read usernames anymore. Or hyperlinks. Excuse me.
Let's finish this.
But it's also more like emotionless.
I don't know. I haven't necessarily changed anything on it. I mean, I know that when it was when it would read out usernames, it would go and it would change the speed of how it read based on the username for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, I'm out of mana, that's why. Let's see here. I still have this dry cough from this cold that I had, so I'm sorry that I keep hacking into the mic.
This game looks interesting.
It's fun. I've been enjoying it. The mage is down. We want to go for the archers next. And now we have his melee, which should not be a big deal.
Hello, how you night doing? Hope all is well and you enjoying your game.
Hey there, RX. Unfortunately the day's been kind of shitty. But the game's going okay, for the most part. How are you doing, dude? How's your Thanksgiving? Okay. We'll take all of those and use the minor healing potion now. I need it. Yeah, sure, we'll take that. Alright, so my best bet is going to be going up the path a little bit and then to the side. Got it.
Oh yeah, it's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, yeah, you don't really do that. That sort of war cry I keep doing, it puts that little, like, red effect on enemies.
No, we do. It's just a different day. Aha.
Oh, okay.
Ate with my girl family. So shitty. LOL. Good food, but shitty.
Well, I'm glad the food was good. I'm sorry. I'm sorry they have, you know, whatever hang-ups they do. They need to get over themselves. But whatever. Oh, more of these little fuckers. Okay.
Are you doing Black Friday?
No, I really don't. Like, a lot of the deals on Black Friday are kind of a sham anyway. Like, by the way, am I coming through okay? Is the game too loud? Because I feel like it's too loud. And if it is, I can absolutely turn it down. That's no big deal. A lot of the deals on Black Friday are actually kind of a scam.
Is fine for me.
Okay. Excuse me.
It's good.
As you get closer to, let's see here, starting around either the middle or the end of October, a bunch of places start slowly raising their prices. So once Black Friday hits, they drop them, and it'll be marked as like, oh, 50% off. But it's not actually 50% off because they've already raised the price to start with. You're only saving like 10 to 20%. It's not the deal that it's made out to be. If you want to get something as like a Christmas gift, then, you know, great. Maybe you can take advantage of it. Obviously, it's a lot easier to shop online. But if you want to just get a deal outright, you actually have, like, it starts to rise and it drops for...
Oh, that's smart.
It drops for Black Friday, but it's, like I said, it's not that much of a saving. And then it continues to rise again as you get close to Christmas because everybody's doing last-minute buys for Christmas gifts, right? And that's actually when it drops down to a good price because everybody has surplus on all sorts of crap that's left over from, you know, they would rather have stuff that's left over and be able to meet all their demands than come up short. So you can get really good deals after Christmas. Except for if you're buying a TV. If you want to buy a TV, wait until after Super Bowl. When the Super Bowl ends, because everybody wants to buy a brand new big TV for Super Bowl, right? No, fuck that. They do the same thing. They raise their prices as it gets closer to Super Bowl because everyone wants a big new TV for the big game. Super Bowl ends, everybody has overstock, and you can go and you can pick those things up for way less than what they would normally cost. But yeah, I don't want to say Black Friday's a sham. It's not. but it's not the deal that it used to be. And as long as I keep the battle over this way, those two guys off to the side will just keep minding their own business and faffing about, and I'll just deal with them next.
I just fishy paying of my TV took me a year to pay finish.
Oof. Oof. How much did it run you? If you don't mind my asking. If you don't want to share, then that's totally fine. Leashwood bark. I don't give a fuck about that.
I like how the martini glasses are one of the hot bars.
Yeah.
TV was almost K.
Ooh! Ooh! That hurts! Oh, damn it. My weapon broke. Okay. Items. Can I use a repair kit? Okay. Well, that zealot's almost done.
One day I just woke up and told my girl I want a really good TV because I never had a high quality TV before.
What kind is it? I really do not. Okay. We'll back travel once I'm done with this fucker, and then
K old LG TV.
8K. Oh, and OLED. Those are both very nice. Those are both very nice. What's the size on it?
LOL, I see what you mean about the battle music.
Oh, yeah. Like, it sounds epic, but it's not necessarily a really long loop. And Okay. I don't give a fuck about that. Okay.
Inch.
65, nice. Nice. Yeah, I think that's... I think that's the size of the TV in our living room. But ours is, it's a 4K, it's not an 8K. And it's a regular LED TV. It's not an OLED. Okay. Alright, so if I fast travel back there, I don't have too much ground to cover. So we'll pop here first, sell some shit, make sure that all repairs are done on my equipment. Yeah, secondary, don't care. Armor.
But yeah, never again. I had to pay every 2 week. It was a headache.
I'm sorry, man. That sucks. Yeah, if you ever need to do that again, okay, ban of fire. Oh, I don't give a shit about that. Yeah, we'll sell that.
I've got plenty of supplies if you've got plenty of coin.
Like I said, wait until after the Super Bowl. I think when we got ours, and this was, let me see here. I think it was 2017. Oh no, I don't think it's a 65. I think it's just a 60. I think it's a 60-inch 4K smart TV. That was a regular LED because OLEDs were still relatively new. And it's made by Vizio. And I think we paid $700 for it at the time.
Come back again.
Well, you bent me over the anvil right proper. Stay safe.
Oh, that's right. I don't need to head all the way out to fast travel. I forgot about that. So even though it wasn't like the best of the best, it was still a damn good price for, you know, what I was getting.
Me here with my LG not smart TV from
2013.
It's still good.
Well, as long as it's not a plasma TV. Because LED TVs, good picture, sharp, whether it's regular LED or OLED, they're both very, very crisp, but they use very little power. One of the things that I would try to get my clients to buy new TVs, and they'd be like, no, I'm happy with the old TV I have. I'm happy with the old TV I have. And I'm going, you don't understand. And they would have...
Mine is LED, I want big ear.
Want bigger? Well, I mean, like, yeah, you can still get bigger. And like I said, like the prices are going down, especially if you're getting just regular LED TVs. But even if somebody was getting like a, something like a 20-inch, because they'd say, no, the TV I have, it's old, but it works and it's good enough for me. And I'd be trying to explain to them, like, listen, you can get a 20-inch LED, like, nice, crisp, sharp TV for $400. But the big thing is, right now, with your old CRT TV or your old plasma TV, you are probably paying $400 a year in power and how much power it uses. What's that? Oh, fuck that. Whereas with an LED TV, it's only costing you $11 a year in power. So you can keep paying the same amount of cost for a new TV every year to get the same shitty picture you've had. Or you can foot that bill up front to get a sharper picture, better brightness, and save you money in the long run. But no, I don't want to pay that much at once.
The only thing I don't like about my TV is that is really really thin is scary when I was moving.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wow, are old TVs really that expensive to run?
They can be, yeah. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, plasma TVs are a fucking engineering marvel. Because every pixel on a plasma TV is made up of 3 colors, right? Red, blue, and green. And every one of those 3 colors is basically a tiny, super, super tiny neon light. Like the neon lights that you see that say like open in a shop window. Yeah, it's like those, but they're super, super small. How the fuck they managed to do that, I have no clue. But to me, plasma TVs, like astounding level of engineering. But they use a ton of power. They also generate a lot of heat. I had a client that upgraded their TV and they got rid of their old plasma, so I took it and I used it as my computer monitor here for a while. You could feel the heat coming off of it. It wasn't that bad in winter, but in summer, boy oh boy, it was already bad enough. And then with that thing, CRTs and plasmas are power hogs. But once you started getting into LCDs and LEDs, yeah, no big deal at that point. Don't care. Once again, we'll save because I'm paranoid right now. Alright, let's head in here and take this fucker down. I thought this guy was supposed to be some big scary general. He just went down like any other mage. But okay. Oh, corner him. Perfect. Yeah, if I can stack them like that, then... yeah, easy. But yeah, it's astounding how much power some old technology uses.
You're back. I was keeping an eye on you from a safe distance to see if you would keep your promise. I am amazed. I dared not speak of it, but there are prophecies of a mortal who would herald our kind's passing, while the defeat of Gast will count as a victory against the madness of Gadflow. I wonder if it is a harbinger of darker nights ahead. Prophecies aside, you have done as I asked, and we, the clan of Ashmore, recognize you. Farewell.
Cool, I guess. And oh, I need to change my quest. Okay. Yeah, that one. So we're heading in that direction. Great. A quick save. I mean, you look at some of the other advances that we've had, right? Like, oh crap. Okay. Ah! Just light bulbs. LED bulbs. And how much both power they save and how long they last. Stop it! Well, at least the guy bled out before he was really an issue. Oh. Oh. Oops. I'm getting sloppy. Damn it. Oh, am I seriously out of... Come on, loot the body. You'll take all those, sure. And now it's time for me to head back to an encampment so I can buy some more potions. Whew. Oops. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing too bad. I'm okay. I'm okay. I was not okay. I almost died. Started mashing the potion button and nothing's happening. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Oh, I'm out.
How may I help?
Give me healing.
Stay safe.
Alright, let's check the equipment real quick. Exactly the same.
The greater Niskaru arrived. I've got plenty of supplies if you've got...
Coin, yeah.
Plenty of coin.
Oh, actually there was one other thing I need to sell there. And then potions. You have potions? Perfect. We'll take all of those and all of those. Thank you.
Come back again.
And since we're here, we will get all our equipment repaired and then we'll get back on the route. Wait a minute. Why is my health not at full? I thought healing was supposed to... Whatever.
Well, you bent me over the anvil. All right, proper. Give them hell.
I don't get it. I think sometimes the game bugs with the healing or something. Yes. Whatever, it sucks that I spent that gold and didn't get all my health back, but that's okay.
Hello again.
I have enough potions. I can tough my way through it. sneak, 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 sneak. Yeah, let's just take him out. Cool. Easy deal. Okay. We have somebody who needs help, so let's head in there. Great, the ally is safe. Woo.
Agarth will not be far behind you. Neither of us saw any sign of Alan Shear or Ventrinio. A scout on the ridge above saw the two Arthur mounting for a counterattack. You should hear what he has to say before we move on.
Okay.
If you'd rather not wait, talk with Agarth. Time is of the essence. Careful. This is worse than I feared.
I definitely want it. Great.
Another one.
I just wanted that lore stone. Skeletons go down easy. Relatively easy. All right, Fugly. So poison reduces enemy attack strength, and my war cry does that as well. So as long as I keep piling those on, it at least does very little damage to me. When it does manage to hit me, of course. It takes a little longer with the bow, but... Oops. It was the safer bet for taking that fucker down. Okay, now the big question. We're at the top of the hour. And we're here. But I don't... Oh, that's right. I don't necessarily feel fantastic, so I think I will call it a night at this point. Actually, let's get that lore stone first. Let's get that lore stone first.
You foolish mortals, listen well to advice in this tale of atrocities that we will tell. Horror awaits the fools who fell and languish behind arcane veil.
That's all. Okay. Yeah, let's exit. Let's wrap it up here. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after, whenever it is, depending on how things, play out. I get the feeling will probably be the end of this. I think we're almost there. Anyway, let's, basically nobody's online right now except for Muckworm, so let's raid Muckworm. Well, I hope it wasn't too boring or too much of a downer. And yeah, one way or another, I will be back soon. We may even be playing a group game night here. I'm looking at some point soon. To maybe do Jackbox games. I think I will. I think a lot of it's just, shitty day. But we'll see. have a good night. And, yeah. Keep an eye on Twitter. Of course, everything all updates will go there. Later.